You know, when you think about it, if you were to have Phantom Blood released today, I think people will probably interpret it as like a really, really weird fan fiction. You know what I mean?
Yeah, kinda.
Yeah, because it's just like, it's a bunch of dudes that look like they're from Fist of the North Star and a setting that essentially reads as Castlevania / Bram Stoker's Dracula, with a bunch of characters that are walk around with rock band names and rock star names. So, yeah, I could see that being the case.
You know, it's funny you should mention that because immediately my mind went to the JoJo's Bizarre Adventure plagiarism case.
Which one? I imagine there's a few of them, especially by Metallica. Those bastards are everywhere on.
Okay, so it's a couple of things actually. It was actually a plagiarism of Bleach in terms of character designs, but
yeah,
I forget who it is. I'll look it up in a minute. But there was I think it was the son of the lead singer of Kiss. Actually, his son is a big anime fan, and so he draws comics, and so he drew something called Diesel, and it stole a bunch of character designs from Bleach and Hellsing and the like, and the main character's power was literally to summon Star Platinum.
Ha! That's actually hilarious. These things are really cyclical at points.
Let me see if I can't find
Anyway, while you're browsing, hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to Let's Play JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Phantom Blood on the PS2. There is a longer name. I don't know what the fuck it is offhand, so we're just gonna go with that as the intro. So, this part actually came out a little bit weird. So when I hit record for this portion of... Oh my god, remember that. But when I hit record for this portion of the recording, I didn't realize that my emulator didn't actually save my progress from when I beat the last mission on the prior recording. So I had to redo it for this portion. But it's kind of a good thing because it reminded me about the new mechanics you have access to in this mode. And also a good thing I didn't record this whole game in one batch. That way, I got to go back and look at the recording and be like, oh yeah, these are the Hamon abilities you actually get with this game system. You know, remember that little 5-second still frame of a tutorial you get and then it's gone forever? I actually went back to the recording and looked at it, so we get to utilize it. And let me tell you, using that thing, wow. Hey, you want to have Jonathan Joestar use Dragon Dance from Pokemon? It's that level.
Imagine being able to look up your move list.
I know, weird. Budokai, is that you? Anyway, sorry. So this is where things are definitely shitting the bed, I guess, a little bit in the Bizarro verse. I can't believe I just said that. I just made it up. So a lot.
Right, fucking what's his name? Jack. What was
Jack the
serial
Ripper.
killer? Jack the Ripper. For some, I fucking hate the internet. My mind just almost defaulted to Jeff the Killer.
Oh my fuck. I applaud you for that one, actually. That's good. That's actually been older now. Fuck. Oh man.
It's a very similar sounding moniker.
I guess you're not wrong. I guess you're not. Anyway.
We're playing as Zeppeli. Is this the first time?
Yeah, the first part of this is actually allowing you to use Zeppeli, and for what it's worth, the characters you get in this game do actually play fairly different from each other. Like, for example, we're gonna get to use Straight, so at the end of this game, we do get to utilize Speedwagon before the end of this too. Unfortunately, no Flying Hat. He uses the Sledgehammer. Whatever, the Sledgehammer's kind of broken in its own right. Anyway, yeah, Zeppeli does play a little bit differently than how regular Jonathan does. A lot more kicks, some better AoEs, and not that bad of a character, actually. One of the unlock conditions for getting to the Dio Brando mode of this game is going through, well, the two conditions, apparently. One of them is going through all the story mode with every single character you can play as, and I'm like, well, one, no thank you, and two, it would be fairly interesting by itself, so, not the worst thing in the world. And, excuse me, the return of the extreme slowdown, holy shit.
Yeah.
I don't remember if I mentioned this actually in the last recording, but having actually played the Part 5 game and how that got rampant slowdown my default settings for some weird reason, Yeah, I think this might actually be more of like a rendering issue with how PCSX2 renders this game. That being said, the game's still stiff enough that this rampant slowdown is not the worst thing ever, but still not great either. Like, yeah, when I do like Hamon actions, the speed just kind of returns to normal, but outside of that, not really. Anyway,
it's like wading through mud.
In a fucked up sort of way, it makes the game easier because you can react to stuff a lot easier and you have like a buffer room for thinking, oh look, I want to level more. Yeah, no, I'm joking. So
just one.
That was great on my end.
26 seconds.
Yeah, it's good stuff. So, yeah, no, seriously. So, basically what happens, if I remember this correctly, because it's been a few weeks now, you press, during your square strings that you have pre-built into your moveset, not only do you have triangle enders off of them, kind of like strong attacks in, or I guess smash attacks actually, or no, strongs in like Warriors games. You can also press X at any given time. You can actually enable buffs for yourself. One of them is like a defense buff. I think one of them is a speed buff. You got an attack buff. That attack buff, I tell ya, is pretty good. It's kind of nice. Oh boy.
You're equipping your Monado powers.
Yeah, in essence, just like, oh yeah, I can just hit myself with the swords dance. Oops, and there, my stats become ridiculous. And let me tell you, doing this game not only with my pre-existing knowledge, but also the stat buffs, really good stuff.
That gentleman is melting.
So this part of Phantom Blood is definitely, I mentioned this before, it's kind of like the world shift, like how the Berserk universe is after the eclipse, because you realize what all exists in this universe now, so now it's all coming out to haunt the characters. We opened this fucking segment up with one of the horses having their heads decapitated and just shoved onto one of the drivers. And on the one hand, I'm going to applaud, not Miura, fucking running. Araki, sorry, I keep forgetting his damn name off the top of my head. Araki really experiments with like some of the visual gore and like the visual horror you can get with some of this series. But on the other hand, it just kind of becomes comedic at times. You mentioned the Chimera monkeys before, and yeah, they do come up, and it's just really weird.
You would love watching the Stardust Crusaders OVA then, because they get pretty vicious in the shit they can do. Actually seeing the blind dude's water stand claw out Kakuin's eyes.
Ow,
and other stuff like that. The bit where that same stand rips off one of the pilot's heads and sucks it into the water bottle very graphically.
Jesus.
And all of the stuff that Dio does to the crowds when he's flying through Cairo in the battle with Jotaro.
I have seen that one before, and the other thing that comes to mind is just Iggy getting ripped in half by Vanilla Ice. Iggy, he's not dead. Look out behind you. Boom. And just like the various meme effects of that one. It's great. I love it.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, they can't get that crazy gory anymore.
Nah, not really, because, well, probably because of, like, I think mostly because of the fact that it's definitely got Naruto syndrome going on, where the series suddenly became mainstream, so can't really get around with that stuff anymore because of marketability. Oopsie.
They still do that stuff in the manga without issue. It's the anime. There's a lot of stuff you can't get away with on broadcast. And more often than not, studios don't want to... They're okay with doing revisions to scenes, but they don't want to have to reanimate and redo a scene completely differently if they can help it. That still cuts into their schedule.
True. Alright, so I actually do want to talk about this level really fast. This level, if you remember, I don't think you were in the chat for this, but this level did give me a good amount of shit in the... Oh, you can also recover Hamon too. It gave me a good amount of shit, actually, in my practice stream for this game. And that was mostly because it's so impossible to track down Jack the Ripper. But just like that, I kind of figured out how you beat it. So it doesn't really explain this to you outright, but you're supposed to charge a Hamon. And what that does is it essentially turns your little glass wine thing into a fucking radar. And, you know, the zoom punch being fucking devastating by itself at level 3. Oh, you know, you just charge charge Hamon, have zoom punch at max level, and then you can literally just like snipe when he's running up behind you with a weird ass body cage. Yeah, you can just snipe Jack Ripper out of the air. No big deal.
His fucking Iron Maiden thing, I actually like that idea, that design thing a lot.
Yeah, it's just like, that's some borderline Silent Hill shit, and Araki's really pushing the envelope for some like manga horror like years before a lot of others were. It's kind of neat. That said though, I can't judge. I'm not a consumer of horror manga, that's just outright, but it's pretty graphic with some of the things you actually do get into. A lot of like creepy things implied, like well, on top of the whole vampire thing, like the whole, you know, chimera monkeys. Ugh.
The dog with a human head.
Yeah. I'm not.
That fucking wine in the cave though, that was something else.
That was just so weird. And also there's a bit of dialogue that's just like irks me. It's Zeppeli just kind of says that, yeah, if you don't know the meaning of the wine in a glass, then Dio's already won. The fuck does that mean? That doesn't mean anything.
Well, then clearly Dio's won.
But clearly. Oh god, here we go with Jonathan and his really, really tiny bow tie. Just look at that. It's like a speck of dust on like the side of a mountain. It's holy shit.
Yeah, but it's adorable.
It is adorable, but in like the wrong sort of way. Anyway, so Zeppeli changed out from his really, really fucking wild rainbow hat to something that would be a little more normal that you see in the anime. I am saddened because the rainbow hat was kind of ridiculous, but I guess this look does kind of work a little bit more. Damn, he's got a fucking bow tie on too.
The cake hat was delicious.
It really was a delicious sherbet. So here we have Speedwagon trying to coax Zeppeli into teaching him Hamon, and honestly, there's no reason not to. I guess Zeppeli was just being a dickhead.
They don't have time.
There is that.
We need to get this over with in 2 days. I was able to teach Joseph over the course of like 2 weeks how to use Hamon. We only have 2 days to get this over with. We don't have time.
Also, I'd like to point out in this very fucking funny still shot the weird metal boots that Speedwagon is wearing.
Boy, it's a good thing he didn't get tossed in the water in the upcoming fight.
Oh yeah, no kidding. Holy crap. I mean, hey, if you're trying to avoid being bit on ankles by a zombie, I guess that's a good way to go about it.
I beat the shit out of you.
He was trying to reset the breathing in his body through his diaphragm, but I guess he missed or something, and that just hurt Speedwagon. Oopsie. Why would you do that to Best Broski? Bruh.
Yes, I missed.
Oops. Happens a lot. Don't worry about it. Actually, backpedaling a little bit, one other character you can actually play as at various points in this story mode is actually Ton Petty. I just never had a reason to use him. God, this looks silly. Boom.
Oh, it's that fucking kid.
The fucking modeling of this game just makes it look so bad. Oh, you know what? I think it's a 16:9. I think that's just really fucking with this and making him just look like he's levitating with like a pizza rope attached to him.
That kid is supposed to be tan.
I'm gonna assume this is probably just a fuck up because was there ever an official like manga coloring of the manga at this point in time? I don't think there was.
Technically, yes and no. Parts 1 through 8 up to a point are actually all in color, but the colors aren't chosen by Araki. It's actually done digitally by Shueisha, the publisher of Jump itself. And it has its fair share of mistakes from time to time. Like if there's a hole in someone's clothing, it's like you can see their chest or their shoulder or something. Jesus fuck.
I know.
Sometimes that person's skin will be colored the same color as their clothing on top.
Oof.
So like someone has like a blue shirt on, and there's a hole in it. Their chest will still be colored blue, even though there's a hole in their shirt. Jesus fuck.
I really don't know why they modeled this kid's face with no mouth movement whatsoever, and just constantly being a like rigid, like grimace. But no, thank you.
Are we in Child's Play? It feels like we're in Child's Play.
It kind of feels like. Now his face is regular again because apparently he was just hypnotized by Dio. Okay.
He had that tail thing on his back.
Oh, this is happening again. The fuck? Oh god, the fucking eyebrows that we have in this game is great. I'm definitely gonna be using that TikTok boom sound effect for some of these. And
Apparently
look who it is!
Apparently it's called the Vine Boom.
I miss Vine.
He does... Yeah. He doesn't look complete yet.
Nah, not really. Also, wildly different outfit than what we actually associate him with, which is, at this point in the anime, he was like wearing purple and white, but now he's wearing yellow and white here.
I think they were trying to get a leg up on part 3.
I feel like you're... Wow, Speedwagon's mouth is doing things here. Yeah, I feel like that's the case because he definitely resembles a lot more of his part 3 design in this shot.
Come on, Speedwagon, do the thing. Do that really weird thing you do.
Nice PNG from earlier in the game, guys.
I know it's Speedwagon, but my mind keeps wanting to say Polnareff.
To be fair, with the thick ass colorings on his face, yeah, he really doesn't really look like Speedwagon here. That or I'm just not used to the manga adaptation or the manga in the original days because damn, some of that art is rough on the eyes at times.
Who is your bestest Joe bro?
I don't think I can.
Yeah, that's a term.
I'm gonna probably say Mista. Probably.
Fair.
Okuyasu is definitely up there. I wanna love Kakyoin more, but he was kind of off screen for a lot of the second season, and he didn't really do too much early on.
I'm inclined to say, and I think most people are too, that Stardust's Joe bro is actually Polnareff.
I can see that, yeah.
But in that case, for me, it's actually probably Okuyasu or Polnareff.
Yeah.
Mista is absolutely fantastic, but I think the overall actual funniest one has to still be Polnareff.
Yeah, definitely. If we're counting Polnareff, then I think I would probably qualify Polnareff as my top Joe bro so far, yeah. Zeppelin's okay, but he's definitely a lot more of like just a mentor figure. Speedwagon will go with you to the ends of the earth, and I love him for that, but he doesn't do much to actually help directly in a lot of battles, unfortunately.
He really can't, is the problem.
Yeah. I would like to see some more, but the dude is... Well, first of all, he's kind of done a little bit dirty in the English dub, so I'm not gonna lie. Also,
you don't like his Italian accent?
Like, it's the only real time you hear, like, that I can think of that the dubs lean into, like, a straight-up overseas accent. They don't really do that a lot.
Okay. So that's the thing. They did the test dub in 2014 of the first 3 episodes of Stardust where they didn't do accents because at that point I think it was just Viz doing it. Warner Brothers got who actually does own the Japanese license, had the license temporarily for America. And so it's like, it was someone at Warner Brothers that said, yeah, they're in England, they're in America, they're multicultural, have them do their national accents. So that's why everyone in Phantom Blood has the hilarious British accent. And while I still love him, I actually think that Jonathan is one of Johnny's weaker performances overall because of that. Other characters I think are actually made way funnier because of it, especially in Battle Tendency. I think young Joseph is way funnier in English than he is in Japanese.
Yeah. there are certain scenes I do like more so in subs, like pulling the grenade trick on straight, so it's done so well on the sub side. But on the whole, yeah, Ben Diskin is fucking godlike as young Joseph.
But then Viz got the distribution license back for Stardust and everything since, and they're like, yeah, we're not doing those stupid accents.
Yeah, I can definitely see that. Warner Bros. Like, I don't know much about the inner workings, but from what I've learned from like film classes is that Warner Bros. Is definitely a very odd company at times. Well, sometimes they'll make good decisions, and other times they'll just make very bad decisions, and it will just be like, eh. So
Sometimes
it's definitely a bit of a mixed bag.
Sometimes they're still stuck in 1999.
Yeah, I would definitely say that's like a great way to put it.
I need to get some screen cap some images of the famous DVD menus from the first season DVDs that they made that I still own, so people can see what we're talking about, because you probably can't find those pictures on the internet anymore.
So, one of the actual examples I can actually think of, and this is very funny, that's indicative of Warner Brothers like being a very decent company. Sometimes it's also very fucking stupid. Is actually with the original Suicide Squad.
Really?
Yeah. So what happened was, I'm pretty sure I can talk about this. I'm pretty sure this is public information. Is that there was a trailer. So remember how the original fucking trailer for Suicide Squad came out, and it was at the Bohemian Rhapsody, and was just like one of the most watched trailers out at that point because it was so well done. Well, Warner Brothers, being wanting to capitalize on the hype train, actually had the first 20 minutes, I want to say, of Suicide Squad re-edited by those same trailer guys. And they're trailer editors, not movie editors. So they're cutting in. At that point, you have basically like two different like themes going on. The first 20 minutes, which is like a little more happy-go-lucky, and then the rest of it, which is like a lot more drab, general, like Batman versus Superman feel.